What is going on, guys? Frugal BC here, and we are ready to talk some Algorand news, and we've got a great great excuse to talk about Algorand today because it is kicking butt. It's uh it's nice to feel good about Algorand's price going up for a change because it's been pretty frustrating. We've all had a really long bear market, and it was a brutal one for Algorand. And a lot of us who are making, I've been making a lot of content on other coins too, and I want to start doing that more. But absolutely, it's so nice to have good news to be talking about, and lots of stuff to shoot about today. And I'm going to be bringing on CryptoForChange. He is part of the Next Block podcast and has his own channel as well. And he's been an Algorand OG. We've met at Decipher in person back in 2022. I don't think either of us went to this year's Decipher. And yeah, we got a lot of cool stuff to chop up. So we're gonna bring him on.
Hey, what's
What's
going
going
on?
on, brother?
Doing pretty good. Obviously excited about the market moves today. We've had, things popping off left and right, so I'm not complaining.
Yeah. Well, let's why don't we just while we're talking, why don't we just bring that up? Am I sharing? Oh, hold on a second here. So this is what we're looking at. Algorand. In fact, I don't think it auto refreshes. I think we're still 18.20. So we're over 18 cents. And I meant to look up and I didn't. Do you remember the last time we were at 18 cents?
It was probably on the way down. Well, obviously, I guess you could say way up or way down back in between January or February and March. I think that was when kind of a lot of alts were heating up earlier in 2024. After Bitcoin made that big move from, breaking out at the end of last year to the beginning of this year.
Dude, Algorand at not only 18 cents, but we've moved up to, since not everything is doing that great today, a lot of the so-called ghost chains are doing really well today, and Algorand's moved its way up to 61. That is nice to see. That also, I think it's been a little while, not as long as 18 cents though.
Yeah. We definitely, I would like to see, especially just for, eyes, because I know that, once this bull market gets really full blown and you just start seeing, I'm talking like crazy things like we saw in 2020, 2021, where Doge is going to 80 billion. I mean, if we see stuff like that again, Algorand's going to have to be in the top, I would say top 25 to really capture attention and mind share. And so that should be the goal, honestly. If you're in Algorand, you're watching this thing, you're watching the charts, you're seeing everything move. Like the goal should be making sure Algorand gets in the top 25, because it's going to be such an attention economy, especially with, so many new people flooding in. They're going to get their information from the biggest, aggregators of top 100, which is CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko, stuff like that. So yeah, I'm hopeful that we see Algorand get up into the top 25. I've seen the marketing team, they're doing some cool things. They definitely have the pieces there, even with the further decentralizing it with the nodes. I know that dropped recently, but like I said, it's X can be a hard spot to really push through for Algorand, and that's just because of this past bear market, I think.
Yeah, for sure. So much to my surprise, it was it feels like it was way longer ago, but apparently last June we were at 18 cents.
Yeah. I mean, obviously it ran, like I said, up in February to March, it ran up to 30 cents. And then obviously it's just kind of been a slow drip through the summer. Everything kind of had that lull going through this past summer. But like I say, I think now you're not going to get any more of those big lulls. I think every dip that we're going to see, at least for certain projects and certain coins more than others, but I think they're going to be shorter lived dips, maybe a month or 2 months at best. And they might be sharp, right? You might get some sharp movements in the market and volatility. But I would suspect that this bull run's going to go well into 2025.
For sure. Last cycle we hit, and I'm going to get to the chat in just a second. Last cycle, Algorand didn't really start taking off, like really taking off until mid-February, which I had to go back. I didn't, it's hard to remember all this stuff when because they all actually, I look back at a number of coins and they all kind of there's sort of a pattern of like kind of March, April, or February to April, where there's sort of a first pump up and then a bigger pump up, usually toward the end of the year. But there was some like Near Protocol really took off in 2022, which I thought was really interesting. And
yeah, I mean, I think back to the first coin I bought, which was Dogecoin in 2020, and it was pumping obviously way before the likes of Algorand. And I think anybody who's in this space, if you're new, if you're seasoned, this is your first full cycle, you know, whatever it may be, you have to understand that it's going to move in waves, but these waves are going to hit at different times for different things, because there's, you know, it's like anything, there's meta, right? There's things that are there's things that are hot that will attract attention and capital a lot quicker than other things. And so honestly, I would agree with that sentiment. I wouldn't be surprised to see Algorand, even if it does, you know, have that explosive price action. It might be a laggard in regards to, you know, some of the bigger tokens and even maybe not, you know, more established, but just newer shiny objects. I know you've covered SUI. I know that, you know, new layer 1 ecosystem is running hot. And so that's just that's something else that Algorand's going to have to deal with. And, you know, you're going to have to keep your expectations leveled as you see this market rip. You know, if your favorite coin is lagging, think about that. Why is it lagging?
Yeah, it might, you know, the timing is interesting with these things. All right, let's get to some chats here. Henry Cobb says, let's go algo. I always like to say, let's algo, and then put the go in all caps. That's my my thing. Danny Kitchen says, still a long way to go. I bought most of my algo around 50 cents. That was a while ago.
The thing though is, Danny, it could pump. You know, I think this, if Algorand can get through this 20 to 30 cents area fast, and I mean like just shoot through it, I think 50 to 69 cents is going to come a lot quicker than anyone would expect. Almost like how we saw, you know, Cardano just make a big move, and it's still pumping today as well. But I think once it gets through that, you know, 20 to 30 cents area, I think, you know, 50 cents, 60 cents is coming quick. Agreed.
Poke Sean, what's going on? He's a longtime viewer for sure. Good to see you. Kyle Kupiak, XRP, XDC, another XDC guy. So I have a guy that comes in my chat. I haven't seen him in a while, but he's always like, he's all about the XDC. And so he usually gives me a hard time about Algorand. And I usually give him a hard time about XDC. Danny Kitchen also talking about XDC, saying it's hard to find in exchanges.
I see Cloudy's in the chat.
Hold up. Yeah, everyday algo's here. What's going on? Go look for some cloudy vibes. Sounds like good vibes.
Heck yeah.
Favorite coin is just driving the crypto space. We're getting a lot of chats here. Two fave channels together. What's up? What is up? Is it your? I wonder if they mean your personal channel or they mean the next block.
Oh, I haven't posted anything to my personal channel. I mean, outside of just Twitter. Like I've not done any like video, you know, content in a long time to my personal one. So just the next block, which we've kind of been, you know, a little slowed up. You know, obviously C-Will just had his baby, so I'm not trying to push him to have to do a ton of overwork with having a newborn. I know that struggle.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, by the way, if you're wondering, yeah, we have CryptoForChange on today to just to kind of, he's going to react to the news and chit chat about the Algorand price and all that fun stuff. And C-Will's definitely on my future guest list. Hopefully for the end of the year. I'd really like to have him on too. He popped into one of my lives a long time ago, where I kind of just put it out to a group. Let's see, Don Morgan, sorry, says 80 cents. We'll get there. I for sure will get to over $1. I think Algorand's in a lot of trouble if it doesn't reach $1, just because it won't. People will lose confidence, even though if the technology can be great. But I think if that happens, and Cloudy's at 20-cent average here. Cool.
Yeah, I would be worried if Algorand could not get above $1. It needs to really bad.
For sure. Danny says most people probably sleep at this time. Depends where in the world you are.
Yeah, I was about to say, not in the U.S. We are cranking and burning the daylight.
We're at lunchtime right here. Lunchtime.
I wonder what Bitcoin's doing with the lunchtime. Ooh, it's still pumping.
Nice to see some X comments. We are on YouTube and X and kick.com/FrugalBC, trying to get some more viewers on there. That's been a hard nut to crack for a variety of reasons, but yeah, we'll see about that. But Algorand looking really, really pretty, and you know what? A lot of other coins looking good too.
You know, the
You
one
know,
that's still shocking me that is struggling to really keep the momentum moving is Ethereum. You know, we had that.
yeah.
I just made a post today showing that the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart. If you go and look at that, it even put in another lower low. So I mean, it's after that really sharp bounce up that it had, where it shot up to like 32 or 3,300. Obviously, when you look at it compared to Bitcoin, it's set a new low. And
Mhm.
I think that's it, it still just kind of shows how early we are in this super cycle or this bull cycle for the total crypto markets. Because Bitcoin dominance, I posted that chart today on my Twitter that it hit, it's still cranking up to new highs. So until we see that Bitcoin dominance break and Ethereum run, and subsequently, I would say some of the other major ones like Solana run, really we're just getting a taste of alt season and what these things can really do. Because let's be honest, you'll know when it's the prime time of a bull is when everyone is talking about it. And I mean everyone in your
Mhm.
family, like and maybe it'll happen around Thanksgiving, maybe it'll happen around Christmas. I'm sure that will be the talk of the town, especially with just markets pumping. But
Mhm.
that's when you'll know, is when everyone's reaching out to you for crypto advice. What do I buy? What do I buy?
Yeah, this is this is my third cycle. First as a content creator, I kind of came in toward the end of the last one, and it always seems around Thanksgiving, Christmas that my family members suddenly started asking me about crypto, like, you get on that crazy crypto stuff. And so usually that's about the point where I'm like, oh, I made a ton of money already. And I can say that I've actually done pretty well already.
Yeah.
My Bitcoin is getting really close to being a moon bag already, and
Are you
that's
a
got it.
are you a one coiner at least?
No.
No, not yet. Still building that one coiner status.
Oh yeah, yeah, no, not even close.
Would
No,
do you
because I
want to be?
keep I
Is that a goal? Is that a goal or no?
um no, my goal is just gains, you know.
Just gain.
So the yeah, because because like the first here's what I did wrong. Here's what you guys shouldn't do, by the way. The first two cycles, especially the first cycle, I I started seeing some of the returns on cryptocurrency, and I was like, oh, now there's Coinbase, you can get it pretty easily. This is 2017, summer of 2017, really. I said, all right, I'm going to start buying some of these. I'm just going to buy a little bit every paycheck, not really pay too much attention to it. And I did, I'd buy a little bit and otherwise not really look at it. And then all of a sudden, it just started, Ethereum and Bitcoin and all that just started shooting off. I think I had Litecoin at the time too, just started shooting off. Um, and then when I started, I think it was around January, February, I started seeing people talk about borrowing, going into debt to buy Bitcoin. I was like, oh,
Mm,
oh, that seems like, now I didn't know anything about the cycles. I didn't know all I knew is like, when I saw that, I'm like, that's usually a sign that stuff's about to pop. So I said, listen, I'm way up. I'm like thousands of percent up. I'm just going to take profit. I took all of it, sold it all off, put it in my regular investment account, and just said, all right, cool, gained a bunch of money. And that's fine. That's not a bad way to, I made money. But what I should have done is kept following crypto, and when it was at all time lows again, bought back in and bought a whole bunch. And I didn't do that. And then I kind of did that a little on the second cycle, but this is the first one I feel like I'm really, really set up well for. And by the way, you were talking about Ethereum, huge divergence around, looked like around the end of July into August is where Bitcoin and Ethereum really, really split in how
yeah.
much they were gaining. And I found this chart interesting too on the side. You can see that there's Coinbase includes these bullish, bearish, and it's surprising. Even Algorand, when it was in the depths, still was like 85, 90% bullish. Ethereum's like halvesy, just a little bit bullish. I think that's really interesting.
If you want, I can show. Let me see. I can show a chart too for this. Let me see if I can find a good one. That's not the one I want though. Let me see. Why is it showing me? I mean, maybe it's. I don't know. It's showing me a bunch of weird charts that I don't actually normally use. That's definitely not the one I want.
So while CryptoForChange is doing that, so if you haven't hit the like button already, I'd really appreciate it if you guys would do that. It helps the channel, helps grow it, shows it to more people. Retweet if you're on X. Do the like or whatever Kick has. I don't even know. Probably something cool. So be sure to do that. And channel members, we got a really cool thing set up for channel members. We are going to be giving away 1 million Nico. That's 1 million Nico. It sounds like a lot. It's still a lot, but not nearly as much as it sounds like. But we're giving that away to channel members in December. So you're going to want to sign up. You're going to want to sign up as a channel member. You get videos, obviously not the live video, but you get videos before anyone else on the channel. And then we're gonna be introducing new tiers with more benefits coming up pretty soon too, probably by the end of the year. So keep an eye out for that. But you're definitely gonna want to get in on that, and go give CryptoForChange and go give the next block a subscribe as well. He's here taking time out of his day to chop up some crypto news with us, and we're gonna get to some of that in a minute. But looks like he's got his chart. I'm gonna bring it up, and yeah, what you got there?
Yeah. So obviously this is the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart where I've been referencing, and this is going all the way back, to 2015 here. And this has been a huge support, for Ethereum to know when, it's bottomed, right, for the bear market. And right here, like I said, we came down and we touched that. And then right when Bitcoin made that big move, Ethereum obviously ran with it, and it was running hotter than Bitcoin. But then literally the next following week, we've seen this massive red candle. Now, I suspect before the close this week, maybe this weekend, especially if Bitcoin decides this weekend to make its move back up to 100K, which it very well could, I would suspect this to be a wick. Maybe that just goes below this line and gets back above it. Or maybe we just trend down here into December and then we get back above it. The last time I will say that we touched this, I think it was in December. Yeah, right here, December 19th is kind of when it fully bottomed out. And you even had a touch, kind of, came back up and touched. And then obviously we had the big bull market into 2021. So this is where really, guys, like this is what I'm watching. And not to say I'm mega bullish on just ETH, right? I'm not saying that you should be buying that. Obviously, do your own financial advice here. But ETH, just like Bitcoin, is a tell sign of where we are in the stages of liquidity flowing into the crypto market. So once Ethereum starts to run, that means money's flowing from Bitcoin to Ethereum, which means soon that money's going to be flowing from Ethereum and Solana, I would say, into other alts. So that's when you're going to have your insane, other layer ones, meme coins, all that stuff's going to go bananas. And even especially if you, like I was saying earlier, you look at the Bitcoin dominance chart. Right here, we've been in this channel for ever since, the 2022 bear market started really, and Bitcoin's still putting in highs. So we're not going to see alt season either until this breaks out of this trend. And so that could be in the next coming weeks. I would assume December to January, we're going to get a alt season run. It's yet to be seen. If you look in the past, is it going to be one that's a little more slow, like, 2019, or are we going to get that 2020, 2021 just sharp, just pop in the market? So yet to really be seen there. But those are the things I would be watching if you're heavy in alts, and you're really wondering, is it a good time? Am I positioned right? What's the bigger market doing? Watch Ethereum, watch Bitcoin, and just, then you'll know where the money's flowing, because it goes from the top down.
For sure. And we've seen this every cycle where Bitcoin tends to take off and then everything usually takes off behind it. We've had some divergence from that with some alts popping off a little earlier. I think we can't forget, like Solana, was one of my best. I'm fully in Moonbag territory on my Solana because I bought most of it sub $20. And so even when it fell back to like 150, I was still way up on. I was not quite as up as I was because I actually bought back in on the dip. So it raised my my average a little bit, but yeah, it did pretty well overall. So the next thing
I would expect Solana to hit at least somewhere between 500 to 1,000. That would be my bullish case scenario in 2025 for it.
I think that's legit for sure. All right, well let's react to some news here, and this one is from Crypto Wendio. Maybe I can change the. Nope, not that.
SEC is getting sued.
SEC is getting sued. And we actually have a lot of stuff to talk about here because it's not even just the SEC. First off, we have Gary Gensler giving a really, really cryptic message, and I think I probably have that somewhere too. I can pull up, and so we'll get to that. But right now, this is from Crypto Wendio shared this, and it's originally from Eleanor Tirrett, who I think she was on Fox Business News, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it says 18 U.S. states have filed to sue the SEC and its commissioners, accusing them of unconstitutional overreach and unfair persecution of the crypto industry under the leadership of agency chief Gary Gensler. And my reaction to that is, duh. What do you got to say? What do you got to say about that?
I mean, I was on Tony Edwards, I think, in Crypto Podcast, and we were talking about, Gary Gensler's, of course, this is before he actually dropped that cryptic message about him, in service and how he's, glad for what he did and all these things, pretty much like highlighting that he's going to be stepping down soon. But obviously it's a win. It's a huge win for crypto. It's a huge win for everybody, especially if you're in Algorand and some of these other ones that he literally called securities, even though he shilled them at MIT and all the other stuff. I mean, it's a good thing to see him taking his exit. And hopefully Trump makes a better decision, because Trump obviously is the guy who put Gary Gensler, and got him in. And everybody was bullish on him getting the position at the start. And that was just because he knew so much about crypto. Everybody thought, oh my gosh, this guy knows everything about blockchain. He teaches it, like, he understands it. He's going to be a good win. And that obviously just did not happen. He kind of, maybe he was bought out. You can say whatever you want, but, don't let the door hit you on the way out, Gary. But everyone was rooting for the next person to take the helm and hopefully do some bullish things. I mean, I saw also some rumors today in the news about Trump saying that, like, any crypto company who builds in the United States, there won't be taxes on the tokens that they launch and use. That's a mega bullish. I mean, that could literally start to really be the adoption for the United States to kind of take back the helm and become this tech leader like we've been in the past. So it's great. Obviously, I hope he gets sued. I hope it comes to light, all the dirty things he's probably done. 100%. I know some people are saying he also wants to get out, possibly because of his hand in Nvidia, and that there's another stock that apparently had some weird accounting stuff going on, and maybe he was intertwined with that. So he's a scumbag. I mean, everybody knows it. That's the thing. It's like, but will he actually get reprimanded for what he's done? Yet to be seen. But even if him getting out is a win for crypto.
Totally. And not just what he did too, but I want to go back to what he didn't do, because remember, FTX happened under his watch.
Yeah.
So this guy who's like giving Wells notices to companies like Coinbase, which seem to be trying to follow the rules and do everything by the books. And you can debate whether they did that or not, but I think they were at least attempting to. They were asking for rule clarifications. And then you have Sam Bankman-Fried and FTX, who got no scrutiny because apparently they were funding the correct politicians. And so secretly he was funding all of them, which is pretty smart. I mean, that's usually what you do to cover all your bases. I do want to show, this was the press release where he talked about it, although it's the main thing is, he said, I've been proud to serve with my colleagues at the SEC who day in, day out work to protect American families on the highways of finance, which sounds like, it's not a definitive, I'm stepping down, but it sounds like setting the table for that to happen.
Yeah. And he knows it. I mean, obviously if you've watched Trump said he's going to fire him day one. So I'm sure he wants to get ahead of it and probably try to leave on his own terms. He probably doesn't want Trump to fire him. He probably wants to step down and just, go and do his own thing. But like I said, he's corrupt. He probably knows that if he stays in there too long and tries to stay in there, that, more bad things that he's done could actually come to light, and he could maybe get in worse trouble. I have no idea, but I just know that he's not really done anything to protect American investors. If anything, he's just done everything to protect his own interests, which, just sucks.
Yeah. It'll be really interesting to see how the laundry comes out of the wash, so to speak, once Trump is in office. And I think you were talking about I don't know if it was the FTC and the SEC. If there were, I think Elon, it might have been Elon or Vivek who were questioning why you need two of those. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that the Doge plays out and how the Doge bulldozes through some of this stuff.
Yeah, Elon is obviously he's a very interesting guy. So knowing how bullish he is on crypto and involved he is with crypto and getting involved with the government as well. I mean, I know a lot of people don't want to see him in, in the government side of things, especially knowing how, he's obviously run so many big, large businesses. But I don't know. Needless to say, I think he's a smart guy. And I think, even his takeover of X or Twitter, I think shows that he can get things done and can handle business, and we'll see how this Doge Department of Government Efficiency platform kind of takes wings.
Yeah, I kind of get a kick out of the I think of Elon as sort of like a trickster character sometimes, where he's obviously very smart, but he also likes to be kind of goofy, and yeah, sometimes his emotional intelligence isn't the best. I watched his interview with Don Lemon. And while I'm not a fan of Don Lemon, and I thought they were pretty easy questions that he should have been able to answer, and I found that sort of strange. But yeah, overall, I think he's done a great job at Twitter, and going to the efficiency aspect. He cut out supposedly like 80% of the staff, and it seems to be running fine. I would guess that they probably added some people back in. They probably, cut a little. My guess is they probably cut a little too far and then walked it back a little. But they're probably still operating with far fewer employees than in the old days.
Yeah, and it's also funny. I saw a post. I'm pretty sure Elon tweeted out or like quoted it or something. But some department that was already working within the government said that if Trump elected so and so to run certain cabinet, that they would that all the employees would shut down and leave. And he quoted and said that was easy. So it's like he's already like, hey, they're going to do my job for me and just leave before I even have to fire them. So.
Yeah, it's funny. There were like 2 or 3 of those that have popped up, and every time that's really funny because my joke response to that has been like, Eli's like, well, that was easy.
Yeah, right.
I didn't know he had actually said that. That's hilarious.
Yeah, well, the other thing, obviously, I know you've probably got your beat on the Algorand community a little bit deeper than I have, because I've been watching Base and Warpcast, Farcaster so much the past couple months, and really all of 2024. But whose idea was this? The Algorand can. That was I've been seeing that image circle around. Do you know whose idea that was? Was that Jaw, or was that the new marketing guy? What's the whole deal with that?
You know what? I actually don't know who first came up with that, but I saw it the first time I saw it was a Foundation post. So I don't know if it was, I don't know if they started it, but it was the first I came across it was the Foundation posted this can thing. So that seems to be where it came from, but good call. I don't know for sure.
Yeah, that was I thought that was a funny little quip of marketing right there, which it obviously seems like Algorand has started to do better with marketing. I feel like the only thing that they've yet to really, be able to make waves in, like I said, is the broader X community, which that's just hard. It's so it's so gated by the gatekeepers and the KOLs and all the people who, they won't talk about your coin unless you pay them. And especially if it's maybe they would talk about a meme coin if they didn't get paid, but that's only if they, sniped it early and they're ready to pump their own bags. But it's like, good luck getting any of these big accounts to talk about a layer one that's not, Ethereum, Solana, or something along those lines.
Yeah. And here we are talking about this stuff for free. What's wrong with us? We gotta go get paid.
You didn't get the DM I sent about how much I charge?
Oh yeah, shoot. Yeah, I'll get right on that. Well, I was gonna ask you, have you ever had a coin reach out to you offering money to pay for it, or offering money to talk about it?
Only once, really.
Oh, really?
It was actually on Algorand. It was the team from that Polka Gold or P Gold thing. I don't even know if they're still around. I've literally not really focused much at all on what's still building, but that was the only team that ever they reached us. Like, we didn't try to market them and try to see if they wanted to be a partner. Like, they just sent us a DM, was like, hey, I can, we'd pay this if you wanted to talk about what we're doing. And we're like, sure, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm open to sponsorships, but usually it's like I won't just do a standalone video. I might open up to that, but I'm gonna have to develop some sort of standards or
Yeah, it's
like if
tough because obviously my standards didn't really mesh with I think what P Gold maybe was and is. I mean, I literally didn't understand it, but at the end of the day, I was it's like this space is such a like you really just have to watch out for yourself in a way, and then make the money you
yeah,
can, and always even when we did the videos for them, it was always like a hey. The P Gold community, P Gold team is paying for this video. Like this may not directly reflect our views. Just like when you watch anything on TV, like it'll sometimes a big network will say this movie or this show does not represent the views of NBC or ABC. It's like you just gotta carry your basis and just be like, hey, if you
yeah.
believe it or if you want to do this, then it's not my financial advice. It's just hey, this is information. It's entertainment.
Mhm. I haven't had anybody. I've had talks with people on sponsorships that I've initiated, or sometimes I've had other people reach out too, but otherwise, yeah, I get like probably several times a week. I get some uh some random company that I've never heard of. It's like, we would like to, but we love your last video. It's like, you didn't watch my last
Oh
video.
yeah. Yeah, I
And
get
then they're
we
like,
get all the spam things too, and those
yeah.
are obviously heck really annoying. But
Mhm.
honestly, I pivoted hard in once we lost JT from our show, and it was just me and Sewell. I really pivoted to. I just don't think we're gonna breaking into the YouTube scene for me was like a realization like why put all my energy there when I know I can get in the trenches. I can find these coins that are going to 100x 1000x and just ride those and make the money there and then just enjoy more or less like my show and being on podcasts and other shows. And that's kind of what I've done over the past year, and it's worked a lot more in my favor than what I tried doing before, which was just trying to keep up with everything that was happening and covering everything. It was just a lot for me.
That is a lot. Yeah, totally. Well, we're gonna get to another news item, but let's get to some chats because I know you guys have been patient. I gotta go back and find out where they start here. Good grief, we have a lot of. And let's see. Poke Sean says NCT is a sleeper. I don't know anything about that one. Do you?
No, never heard of it.
Sean says 11
At
cent
this
average.
point, if it's not on base or algo, I probably never heard of it. Like I'm
Yeah.
so like just head in the dirt. Like I got my
Mhm.
blinders on. I'm not even letting people distract me because I know what my goals are. I know what my price targets are, and I'm just focused, locked in, as they say.
Poke Sean's calling for Keith Gill for a chair.
I've heard that name. I've also heard
Yeah.
Hester Price, or I think that's her name.
Hmm. Hmm. I heard of the Keith Gill one. I haven't heard of her, but let's see. Everyday Algonaut says if he resigns sooner than Trump is in power, can Democrats assign someone in their influence to the SEC? I think yes, but Trump
It'd
could
be
immediately undo
exactly.
it.
Exactly, it'd be dumb. Yeah, it'd be dumb. I don't. Honestly, it's very interesting. Biden's demeanor since Kamala lost and Trump won. It just honestly seems like he doesn't really care that Kamala lost, and he's just like, yep, Trump. Trump can do what he wants. I'm gonna be in power until he's here, and we're
I
just
think
gonna
he's
let
happy.
him.
I
Yeah,
have a theory. Maybe it's a crackpot theory, but I think he's happy about it. I think he was pissed that Kamala pushed him out.
I mean, yeah.
I know there's video of Jill giving Kamala the cold shoulder
I mean, she
fairly
came out
recently.
wearing a whole
Came
red
out,
dress on
yeah.
election day. Like, I mean, the writing was
And
there.
that's a big deal,
Obviously,
by the way. That is a
yeah.
if let me tell you,
Imagine Michelle Obama coming out, yeah, wearing
oh
that.
yeah. No, listen, I've been reporting on local politics and statewide politics for a while, and if you're a Democrat, you don't wear red on election day.
No,
Like that's a
mm-mm.
choice for sure.
Yeah, it
See,
was a
Sean
statement.
says it is. Sean says looks like we're gonna milk this bull like a cowboys.
That's
Mar-
one way to say it.
yeah. Mario Fernandez says hope John will help Algorand to be where he belongs on the top 10. I assume they're talking about our man Jaws. Let's get to the top 50 first. Yeah, we got to get there. Good morning, says Taco Coin. What's going on, brother? That was fun. That was really fun to do like an actual on location video and stop by his taco shop on my way out to Colorado. That was a lot of fun.
It's crazy too. I mean, obviously, just politics aside as well, but it's kind of funny being a Steelers fan and just seeing Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell push Trump's political stuff so hard. And I'm just seeing videos on Twitter now of them of Antonio Brown meeting Musk and Trump at some party or something. But it's just an interesting spin.
Well, I think this Sean guy is a man of refined taste, because he says, "Come on, Algo Bros, let's get our Frugal BC viewings and subscriptions up. Share the content. Need more Algo community groups." A man of refined taste, if I ever saw one. Let's see. Cloudy5 says, "I have the NFTs to prove it." Smilecoin did it first. That one's I never dug into that one too deeply, but I understand things didn't go well for Smilecoin.
No, they did not. Someone else, I just saw a post before we hopped on saying oh shoot, there was a liquidity, like one of the newer liquidity platforms, like staking and borrowing platforms on Algorand. It's got a green logo. Shoot, why am I dropping it? They were asking if it rugged, and I was like, oh shoot.
Taco says, Frugal VC is one of the nicest guys in cryptocurrency. Like and share the content. Subscribe now. Well, Taco, also a man of refined taste. Skills saying it's a great day. Algo fam, enjoy it. We are, for sure. Pat is asking about your future predictions. I think we're going to... Well, no, go ahead. Do you want to give your price prediction? I assume he means for Algorand.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, and I feel like I've said this on our show too, and I have definitely pulled back my bull expectations for Algorand this time, unless something big changes that nobody can foresee right now. I'd be on high watch once Algorand passes $1 on what happens. Now, like I say, it depends on what news breaks that gets us to $1. Is it just the overall market moving up that raises Algorand to $1? Is it something Algorand's doing that the other, maybe other layer ones and other parts of the market are not, and it's kind of getting into a meta type thing where it's doing something different? But once it gets above $1, I think that's going to be like, I think you're going to have a lot of sell pressure. Because there's been so many people who've been holding this token for so long that are going to start taking profit, along with VCs. Obviously, the foundation is going to want to make sure they lock in and secure their runway for the coming years. So I think that's something to keep in mind. My bull case scenario, if Algorand does find its way to punch through and actually get into this, and steal some market share from the likes of Ethereum or Solana and stuff. Maybe Solana goes down, something big happens, and something like an Algorand can move up. I definitely think a $2, $3, $4 algo is totally possible this run. But I've definitely tampered mine to once it gets to $1, I'm probably going to be, shaving profits there, and also in any other coins that I'm in within the Algorand ecosystem. Because like I said, just like we talked about earlier, it's like, Algorand was kind of a late runner in the bull market last time. And I hope it's not that way this time. But if it is, I mean, I would be under the same impression, like, all right, we might be reaching the top.
Sean, thanks so much for your membership. Appreciate you joining. Yeah, so I think that's legit. I'm kind of that mind as well. I think I've been saying $2 to $3 for a while. AJ was saying $3 to $4. I think anywhere in that is probably pretty reasonable. I'm not a big price prediction guy. I tend to look for sort of a range and kind of figure, I'll kind of plan my profit taking strategy around that, but I always leave some in the tank. So if it goes up higher, you know what? I'll take some.
Yeah.
Algorand is different. And my Algorand is different, I want to say, because a lot of my stuff is in DeFi. So what I'll probably do is, I'll probably take it out of DeFi if it's over a certain amount to lock it in. You put it all in USDC on Algo and then just sort of wait a little while. Maybe just deposit that on folks or something.
Yeah.
And wait for the markets to, wait for things to come down a little by a bunch. I might lose some on the way down, but
Yeah, and you can't get lost in with a number because you got to think back to last bull run, right? I mean, Algorand technically hit like $283, but it was there for a day.
Yeah, it's
right?
a flash.
There's there's probably no way you're going to sell that top because there's going to be so much FOMO and so much insanity going on. Like the actual top, I would say was more like 220, around $2. That was the top for Algorand in last cycle. So if Algorand does hit $4, is it only there for a day, a week? Is it just a spike up and then back down to the $2 range, $3 range? So that's where you got to really have, like, as things are running hot and just going crazy, make sure you have your stepping out, laddering out of those positions that you've built.
Wow, Taco, thanks for becoming a member. I appreciate that. Thanks so much for joining us. Yeah, it's been an interesting. It's definitely will be an interesting bull run. And speaking of Yieldly, I want to go to this one because I think this is.
Oh gosh, speaking of
I know
Yieldly,
you're
we're going way
laughing
back
already. This is great. Yeah.
Jeez, the times.
So the reason I'm bringing this up is, so they pinned this post from November 6th. Oops, really loud.
Time to run it back.
Run it back, and like,
I wonder if I still have Yieldly in like a wallet somewhere.
I've got like,
not.
I think I got like
point.
I think I got like 2 Yieldly or something. Yeah. Oh boy says go. Boy, please don't.
Please don't.
A lot of other people said please don't. And one person was like, "What's the next?" Yeah, MacGyver. Actually, MacGyver's a viewer. Says interesting. What's the next step? Has this one giving them the finger? Most people. Oh yeah, back into your role. It's such a. The funny thing, I was trying to recall the details the other day because I mean, I was in on Yieldly like day one. I had my wallet because Coinbase. The reason I got into Algorand is because Coinbase had staking rewards, and I was like, cool, 5% yield, let's go. And then they stopped, but I learned, if you put it on the actual wallet, you can keep going. So I moved it over there, and then Yieldly was like the very first one. I saw it in like, I don't know if it was like Cointelegraph, or one of them had like a story on Yieldly that was going to launch the next day. So I'm like, oh my gosh, like an Algorand thing I can use. Cause I had I really struggled trying to use some of these other projects. Like I tried one on Compound, and it was with the gas fees and all that. It just was a big mess. So this one, I mean, I give it credit. It actually worked, and I was able to do stuff on it. And that it kind of went some really bizarre directions.
Yeah, Yieldly, man. I remember using the calculator so many times. Like, all right, after this many Yieldly coins, all I need to do is the price to hit this amount, and I'll be a millionaire. Those dreams early on, bull runs, they were crushed hard.
True. Yeah, the funny thing too, I think I was one of the few people that well, maybe not, I don't know, but there was a point where they just gave everyone who was on the platform a whole bunch of Yieldly. And so I think even though the price declined for a while, I think I just got out of it, went into some other stuff. And I think, I think I still made like a small profit on whatever I did on Yieldly, but yeah.
I feel like I ended up getting out at a net, kind of a small negative. I know that if I would have listened to, at the time, JT, if I would have listened to him when he actually sold, I would have made a little bit of profit. But I was a little bit more, this is just some FUD. It's going to blow over. They're not fully gone. And then, I think a month, maybe a couple weeks later, I was like, yeah, I'm out.
Right,
and
sure.
salvaged the little bit that I had left. I don't even know what I rolled it into. Probably some Mingo NFTs or something crazy.
So Yieldly's not done yet, by the way.
Yeah, we'll see about that. Let's see.
I mean, are they
building on Algorand, or are they building on Polkadot? I know the last time I saw Seb was like really trying to, get some grants and stuff over in the Polkadot ecosystem and Moonbeam ecosystem.
Yeah, well, to be clear, I was talking about tweeting, but apparently they're trying to signal that they're not done with building too. But so this other tweet that they had last night said, Yieldly engaging AI devs to experiment with AI powered DeFi. Not sure where this experiment. Oh, did I share it? Yeah, I did. Okay. Not sure where this experiment goes. And my first thought was like, how would that even work, or why would you need that? What would the AI be like flipping you out into the best yields, but then that doesn't benefit. Then like everything's just going to go to one farm on there. So I don't even know. I was trying to imagine what that would even look like. What do you think?
Honestly, I have no idea. I'd have to go look and see kind of, what their like, I guess, idea of this AI stuff is. Cause I know I've been in Farcaster and Warpcast for like the past 3 months. And actually in the higher community was one of the first AI agents that created a token and did all that stuff. And it's like pioneering the way. And so like, I've seen what they've been able to do with their AI agent, and it is really cool. There's so many cool, facets of it. But I feel like, I don't know, like a team like Yieldly, I feel like it would just be, they're only looking to extract value. They're not really looking to build value is the way I see them. And that's just from just a team perspective. So honestly, I wouldn't get too hyped about it. Like I said, I feel like that's why most of the comments are, you can just stay away.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I think that's fair. But it just got my brain thinking, because it's the first time I ever saw anyone talk about AI powered DeFi. And like I'm a big fan of AI, by the way. I use it all the time for a lot of stuff. But
I mean, yeah, imagine if you could just have a little AI companion that just like trades for you, that like you just tell it a certain thing to look for, or even to follow certain wallets that you like that are good at trading. I mean, just get an AI bot to trade Nancy Pelosi for you. You don't even have to watch it. You just have the AI bot literally track Nancy's portfolio and trade for you, like literally instant millionaire status right there. And also I see one of the comments, it's Meta. That was the thing that I guess maybe went down. Some people were saying it rugged. Maybe it went down.
Yeah, that's really interesting. I saw that comment too while we were talking. I'm gonna go take a look. And in the meantime, Cloudy Vibes asks, "How's JT? Are you in contact with him?"
Still a little bit here and there. Obviously, most of it's just through X, but obviously, I know he's been busy with a new job that he had. He's not really been as really in the crypto space. I think he kind of really wanted to take a step back and just not be in crypto for a while, which I get. It's a lot, but not really talked to him much. I mean, it seems like he's still bullish on algo. I mean, I was seeing some posts from him the last couple of days about bullish price action that he's excited about. I've still referenced one of the things that he said back when we first started the next block, and how he saw the bull market top for this cycle being in November of 2025. Really, that thesis is starting to really look like it's going to play out. So, I mean, obviously it could come sooner. We could see a scenario like what we saw in 2020, 2021, where maybe we get a peak in early the year 2025 and then a lull through the summer and then another big run to end out the year. But he's got a lot of good thoughts and good charting, so I like to follow him for that. But outside of that, I haven't really talked to him a ton.
Okay, yeah, it was he was one of the I met you and JT and Will at Decipher in 2022, which was a pretty wild experience. And
yeah, if I wasn't sick for the whole Dubai thing, that would have been a lot more fun. Oh man, that jet lag and everything flying over there. And I literally drove from Kentucky to Florida and then flew from Florida to Dubai. It would not recommend. I literally caused myself to get sick just from all the stress of travel.
No, I live in a small city, so I had to fly. Our little airport did have oddly enough, it was the same price flying from our little airport to Dubai ultimately than leaving out of Minneapolis, which was kind of crazy. So, but it was 24 hours door to door.
Cloudy said, "Hold on, come at a rug," or just I have no idea. Like I said, I just saw a post that said something, but
yeah, so I brought it up, and like I don't know if it normally looks like this. I mean, the app is up, but
I mean, I would hope this farm TVL is not 0. I wouldn't even connect. I wouldn't even mess with that if it is.
You don't think so?
Heck no. If it's rugging or something buggy, I don't even touch that stuff. That's what I'm saying. Like, and I'll even say this: I've interviewed the guys from Cometa. Like, I'm sure they're hardworking people, but I mean, a little shady. I'd say that.
yeah. They were at Decipher, right? The 2022 one.
Yeah. I think that's where Will and JT interviewed them. I think I was in the hotel room 6. So. That's the thing too. You really got to be careful with this space. I mean, heck, the last 2 mornings I've woke up, my base wallet has been airdropped like $20-something thousand worth of a token. Both of them obvious scams. just trying to get you to interact with these things. And that's like right now, and
Right.
for the next 3-6 months, honestly, it's probably best go ahead and create you a new wallet, have it ready. As you start making really good gains, send those gains to the brand new wallet that you've not connected to anything. Don't accept anything from it. Literally just have it there for holding for the next thing, because that is going to be your biggest win. Because I mean, that's what literally took so much of Algorand's momentum away, is all the scams and rugs that started happening once the bear market, started to set in, and people started, realizing that value was going down and all those things. But yeah, get a second wallet.
Well, what's not getting rugged is this live stream. We are at between X and YouTube. We are at 160 viewers, most of them on X.
Well, I'm probably gonna have to hop off. My son is waking up a little early from his nap. I will shill one thing.
Hey, go ahead, man.
Yeah. I'll give a shill here, and this is for people in Algorand. Like I said, there are going to be tons of things that pop off right over the coming months. I do think these AI agents, though, and this AI narrative is going to continue early into 2025.
Great.
Position yourself well. There is one that I've been in. I tweet about it all the time. If you follow me, it is Higher on chain is their Twitter, their @ thing. They're on Warpcast, Farcaster. Warpcast is a social media platform built on Farcaster, which is built on the super chain. It does cost a little money to get in, to download. I think it's like $5 or $20. I earn literally from posting over on Warpcast, I earn like $5 every day or every other day. Like that's how much I'm earning. That just gets sent to me. I swap it. Like there's benefits over there to it versus a platform like X. But I really see a lot of potential in Higher and what they're doing. And so obviously you only have to buy the coin. Just come over, vibe, check it out. And just test out Base. I think Base is going to make some big waves over the next 3 months.
Okay. Well, hey, appreciate you coming on and talking a little news, talking a little price action, all the good fun stuff. And yeah, it was a good time. We'll definitely have you on again at some point, and I'll probably reach out to see Will in the next few weeks and have him on one too. So thanks a lot, man.
Yeah, thanks so much, and peace out to everybody in the crowd, and have a good rest of your stream.
Cool. Thanks, man. See you later. All right. Well, that was a lot of fun. It was fun having him on, and something else I was going to look at. Oh, I just wanted to look at Kick really quick here. And by the way, appreciate our 2 brand new members that we got on the stream. And you can check out the description, I know, to get a membership. Trying to see if we have anyone following on Kick as well. So kind of okay. Doesn't really tell me. Oh, 2 viewers. Oh, cool. Welcome to our friends watching on Kick as well. And yeah, the comment one, I don't know what's going on with that. It just looks blank like this, but I don't remember if it was supposed to look blank if you haven't like connected your wallet. But I didn't think it did. I thought they would populate. So we are going to yeah, I'm just checking. Nothing happened. So that's a little scary. What did you guys think about this news? I already covered it on the. Well, I can show it again. Hold on a second. So for people wondering, by the way, actually I don't need to have this on anymore because I don't need to listen to. For people who are wondering, I got a new PC, a little mini PC. It's a GMK Tech. I don't remember if I put a link to it. I might start putting a link to it because I really do like it. It was only like $200, and actually I paid a lot less for it because I had some credit card rewards. I always pay off my card, so rewards they pay me to use the card basically, and that plus a gift certificate I had, or gift card I had. So it actually didn't cost me very much. It actually cost me under 100 out of pocket, but it's like $200, and I think this would be great for a node if you wanted to run nodes. But it's crazy. It's crazy fast. But also so I had a Mac, and the Mac had speakers built in. So it just kind of didn't dawn on me until I tried playing a YouTube video. I'm like, oh yeah, Oh yeah, I need I actually need the speakers to listen. And I thought I had an old pair lying around, but I can't find them. So then I was like, well, should I get like a, should I just order some cheap ones off Amazon really quick? But then I'm like, well, maybe I should get some really nice ones. 5 says Meta, I earn if they're rugging slowly down, I'll swap back to Algorand. So anyway, I did have, let me share here. Oh, I already have it shared. So I was hoping to talk to Crypto4Change about this, but new Canary Funds has filed. This is the Fox business. I should follow her for sure. This is Eleanor Terrett. She shared that other news about the SEC. She's a journalist and producer, UK export at Fox Business, and mother of cats. I don't know why you put that on there. Anyway, this comes. I like cats. I like cats and dogs, but whatever. This comes following Canary's launch of its H-bar trust in October. This is an S1 statement filing it to Canary H-bar ETF. So we could have an H-bar ETF coming soon, and I thought that was really, really cool. And I kind of wondered, the one thing I was going to ask JT, or Crypto4Change, what he thought about when that might happen, when we might see something like that. Let's see. Mario Fernandez says, thanks guys, great time. Taco says, I produce a block every 8 minutes. Well, that's impressive, because under the new rewards you'll get, like, isn't it 10 algo every block for every block? So that's bad at math. 70, 80 algo an hour, then it sounds like. That's pretty good. Taco says, can you please make a video on how to set one up? Oh, you're running a void node. That's different, huh? But I think the setup, well, at least when I looked at hold on, I'm gonna do this one. At least when I looked at the one-click node, it looked like it's pretty much a matter of picking Void or Algorand, but otherwise I think the setup was the same. Yeah, I'm a little concerned. Let's see what I really want to know what Kamada. And I'm probably gonna have to hop off pretty soon too, but so the last thing on here is that their pools are live. That was pinned from the 21st. P Gold is saying a note to P Gold holders, please make sure to withdraw claim your P Gold from the ended pools on Kamada. You can see them by clicking stake and switching to the live to ended. Both one-day unlock pools have now ended, but that's not really anything about what's going on with them. So yeah, that'll be all my Nico gone, I think, if that happens. I'm just a big fan of Tiny Man, and right at this point, it takes me a lot to want to switch over to anything else. Sean says, thanks for all your content. Sorry, no. Hey, you stay until you can. Totally fine. Appreciate you. Appreciate the membership, and appreciate you coming on today. Zen says, so I'm confused. What is the difference between usual liquid staking and running your own node? Well, liquid staking, and I know there's a lot about this we don't know yet, but the liquid staking is going to be where you do it through a platform, and you're giving them your algo. You're getting these derivative tokens like G algo or whatever, F algo or whatever it is, depending on the platform, and then you can take that and use it and do stuff with it. Meanwhile, they're using their Algorand to stake with their nodes. So basically, so it kind of sounds like it'll work a lot like governance staking did, except you won't have to vote. So if you do the liquidity route, basically you're giving your algo to somebody else to run the node. So it takes some of that workload off. You don't have to worry about running it. But you're going to have to, you're probably not going to get the same rewards. They're going to make more than you, most likely. So it's like, if you don't want to run your own node, that'll be the easiest. That's the new liquid staking. Otherwise, liquid staking right now is actually governance. You're basically, you're kind of handing over your governance to one of these companies. All right. Well, it's about an hour. I think I'm going to wrap up here pretty soon, but thanks so much for everyone watching. I'm just going to refresh this. I just want to refresh the price one more time, see if we're still at 18 cents. Oh, nope, we fell back. In fact, I can share this really quick. Yeah, I fell back to 17.6, but that's still pretty good. Zendokin says you get more rewards running your own node, most likely, because otherwise there wouldn't be an incentive for the companies to offer liquid staking. But I'm not sure how it's going to work with those derivative products. Like, we're going to be comparing all these when they go live to see. I've been trying to get a sense of. I'm glad Taco told me that he's getting one. He's finishing a block every 8 minutes. I assume as more nodes come in, there'll be fewer blocks for everybody because more people will be sharing them, I assume. So it'll be interesting to see how the two compare. But generally speaking, I'm going to guess that you're going to make more running your own node, but then there's the downside risk of, well, you can't, if it goes down, like, or, your node goes down or it's not running and you didn't check on it in time, there's that risk of, maybe you go a few days and you haven't solved any blocks. How did he word it? Yeah, produce a block, I guess. Oh yeah, that's another good point. You need at least 30,000 algo to stake, to get staking rewards on a solo address. And that's another reason why liquid staking is going to be good for a lot of people, because you can you won't need, you'll probably be able, I assume you'll be able to do whatever amount of algo you want, and then you'll get the equivalent derivative coin. So all right, well, my voice is dying, so it was great having Crypto on today. Appreciate that. If you haven't hit the like or subscribe button already, I highly recommend that you do that. Helps grow the channel, helps get the word out about Algorand and the other crypto utility cryptos that we talk about here. So I appreciate that. Thanks to everyone on YouTube. Big thanks to everyone on X. We had a really big audience on X. So between the two, sitting around 160 viewers watching the show. So that's awesome. And thanks to a couple of people watching on Kick too. I appreciate that. Love it if you'd follow me there. Any of you guys too, and the other platforms, if you want to go follow me briefly on there, I appreciate that. Otherwise, I'm FrugalBC. Oop, got a couple more here. Algorand says no penalties. So that's not a big issue. I'm going to try running a node to help centralize. Very cool. All right. Well, thanks so much, guys. I appreciate y'all watching. You guys have a good weekend, and I will see you